Well, welcome in once again, everybody, to another interesting, educational, I don't know, I could go on and on and on. Anyway, to Pick Your Politics. I'm your host, Dennis Silvers, and we're glad you're tuning in today on whatever platform, Facebook Live or YouTube, various other platforms. We're glad to have you. We've got a very, very interesting show today, and we are going to be highlighting one of the other candidates in the mayoral race here in Las Vegas, which is going to get heated up here pretty soon, and we expect more people to jump in the race and to declare for this position, as it's just a great job to have. And like I have said on previous shows, you know, no matter where you're the mayor of what town, wherever, there's nothing like being the mayor of Las Vegas, because Las Vegas has all the genre. We have all the tourists. We all have all the action going on. We're 24/7. We have people coming here. We have businesses coming here. It's a huge responsibility. And when you say you're the mayor of Las Vegas, I'm telling you, that's worth something. And, you know, there's a lot of other races going on right now in the country, but right now we're focusing on the mayoral race with our special in-studio guest today. And let me tell you about this lady right now. Deb, her name is Debbie, but she likes to be known as Deb, is a native Las Vegan, as well as being a very successful small business owner with, get this, over 30 years of experience. Being born and raised in Las Vegas and watching the growth of Las Vegas, she has a unique perspective on what residents here want and what residents really need. Her goals, if elected mayor, are to promote economic growth, fiscal responsibility, and a safe and secure city to live in. And I think everybody that lives here would be down with that. She is the latest to announce her candidacy for the mayor of Las Vegas, and I want to welcome her to the show right now. And thanks for taking time out and coming on the show. Appreciate it.
Thank you for inviting me.
Oh, my pleasure. My pleasure. Before we get started, what have you been interested in politics before, or is this kind of a new venture for you?
Politics are of interest to me, more so when you are affected economically by them.
Yeah.
So that pays, when you're taxed more, you pay more attention.
Yeah.
Who increased those taxes?
Yeah.
And small business owners do pay a lot of taxes.
Yeah.
And we need to protect the small business owner because they're the backbone of our city, backbone of employees,
Absolutely.
workers. It's very important not to overtax the small businessman.
Yeah, we got to keep them going. We got to keep them in business and grow their business. Having been born and raised here, Deb, what's been some of the biggest changes you've seen to the city, and has any of the growth here impacted people in the wrong way?
Well, we have.
I know that's a great question.
That's a big question.
Yeah.
Yes.
Take your time.
Okay. Well, let's look at the positive side.
Yeah.
We're the #1 entertainment capital.
Oh, for sure.
If you want to go shopping, we're the #1 shopping. All the flagship stores are here.
Right.
If you want to go to fine dining, it's just great.
We got it.
Yeah. But on the other hand, the people that have moved here because we had a low cost of living. We had low prices on our groceries, low taxes, businesses avoiding state income tax, a lot of positives. So we have a huge senior population that has grown and grown. And I've noticed in years of insuring the seniors that they are more targeted now with crime than they had before. And this concerns me. So we can't gate up those communities, and they're being attacked. There are a lot of people that live alone. They go in and crash and are out in 5 minutes.
Right. Right, exactly.
So the crime is my concern. The homelessness is another major concern.
And we're going to cover all those. By the way, not to be remiss, I mentioned you have a successful business for 30 years. Tell people what that business is.
I've been a State Farm agent for 32 years. I started in 1991. I've moved my office several times, mostly in the west side of town, Summerlin,
Right.
Sun City. Now I'm on Trop and 215.
Right. And I just found out something very interesting from Deb, and I didn't know this myself, but the State Farm jingle has been around a long time, very, very famous. And she said, "Do you know who wrote that jingle?" And I said, "I've got no idea." And of all people, it's Barry Manilow.
Yes.
Because he used to be a jingle writer.
He used to be a jingle writer.
Interesting.
And life changes, yes.
Yeah, life really, really changes. How can I put this? Is there any extra pressure? You're successful and you become mayor of Las Vegas. Is there any extra pressure being the mayor of Las Vegas as opposed to saying being the mayor of Sacramento, California?
Of course, because we are a one-of-a-kind city. And we have our city council,
Right.
we have our county commissioners, and we have a state. And so all this is a reflection of a different community that has to make tourists happy, the multi-millions that come here every
Right.
year, our residents happy, the people happy, and it's very challenging.
Yeah.
It's more challenging than I would say, Podunk, Middle
yeah.
America.
Yeah, not to say there's anything wrong with
No.
living in Podunk. It's just a different animal here.
Oh yeah, it's just multifaceted.
Yeah.
And like you say, well, I care about the senior population,
Yeah.
but I care about the homeless population.
Yeah.
I care about the Hispanic businesses that are
Right.
growing. And but what about the crime in their neighborhood? So there's so many aspects.
Yeah.
And even though you may feel a certain way, if in fact these are issues that are confronting our hearts right now, I believe we're at a precipice of changing for the worst if we don't do something serious between federal, state, and city
Yeah.
in controlling these issues that are facing us. I don't want Las Vegas to turn into a Los Angeles or San Francisco.
No.
And it could happen. If I took a drive from this side of town to the other side of Boulder Highway and my jaw went open. Those multi-million bridges that we built so that our children can walk over with their bicycles are all occupied by homeless tents. And right now our legislature is passing or proposing bill after bill to weaken the camping laws, to not prosecute someone for driving without a license or a registration. They want to make people less accountable,
Yeah.
and we need to change that.
Yeah.
And we can do that by putting legislators in our state that will pass bills that will help us show a tough love to the people on the street, the homeless population. We can't be providing them with drugs, with needles, with food stamps, with all these
Amenities.
amenities,
That they like,
that make it easy for them to live on the street.
I totally agree. But we're going to get into
Okay.
that. You've dealt with people for years in your business,
Yeah.
every personality imaginable. How much of an asset do you think that is being mayor?
It's very important to get along with people. I disagree with people, and I'll tell them right out that I disagree with them, but I do want to hear their point of view. I've had clients that come from different agencies that they can't deal with them. They'll say he's too angry, he's too threatening, and that doesn't bother me. I'm not intimidated by that. I think I get along with people. I won't get in any fistfights with anyone.
No, you don't want to do that. And of course, it's important. You're dealing with different personalities, different philosophies. in the city council,
Right.
for example, and also the county commissioners that you're going to be working with. So you've got to be ready for that.
Yes. Yeah, it's a diverse group.
Yeah. Absolutely got to be ready for that. All right, Deb, let's get into some of the issues that you talked about, and you'd have to be involved in as mayor of Las Vegas. And let's start off with the growing problem of homelessness that you mentioned. Really a difficult issue from looking at it from every angle. Difficult to tackle. What's going to be your plan?
Well, I like what Houston did. They decreased their homeless population by 60%.
Wow.
The way they did that is they, in coordination, city, county, state, and federal,
Okay.
they got the Homeless Act and the veterans organizations. They established rapid housing, where they got the people that really needed some assisting, particularly the veterans,
Right.
into temporary housing to get themselves on their way. They provided rapid mental health treatment centers, drug treatment centers, so they could detox for a month or two. Then they assign a social worker or a caseworker
Right.
to help them transition into temporary housing. And they set up these facilities, and this rapid housing, this rapid movement, of course, you can't force people.
No.
Is really important, because if they don't want to do it, then you have a homeless court, one court that's all they deal with. The mental, the drugs, and the people who just want to live off of the streets.
Right.
We don't want to plug our general courthouse with that.
No.
And these courts will say, okay, you are a danger to yourself. We're going to put you in a facility till you'll detox, and we're going to try to talk some sense into you. Now, the ones who want help, those are great, and we could do that here in Las Vegas. We have so many places that we could set up a central place for mental health treatment and drug treatment. It would just have to get the coordination with our federal representatives, our state representatives, a city, and the county. And unless they're all together, we're not going to be able to do this, and we'll end up like LA.
Well, yeah, and I agree with you, and I think that was well said, but people are going to say, all right, Deb, that sounds really good, but it's going to cost money. Where the heck are you going to get the money from?
Well, there are grants, federal grants, and the money's being wasted. And let's say the money's sent to build short-term housing. They give it to a developer, says, I'll build 200 units.
Right.
30 units are done. Oh, I'm out of money. So where's the accountability? So it needs keen oversight, of course, on all the funds that
Absolutely.
come from the
Right.
government
Right.
and from the state.
Right. No, absolutely correct. No, that I know that people that are running for office, state office, and what all have their own view on the homeless problem, because that's not only here, it's all through the country, and it's growing and growing.
Yeah.
But especially it's sensitive here to the residents and to the tourists, because you want people coming back. You don't want to be scared off and stuff. So it's a very, very important issue. Secondly, Deb, a big concern here with people, both residents and tourists, as you're well aware of, is public safety. Another big issue. What are your ideas on public safety, and how are we going to get things under control?
Well, once again, that's a generic term, but if you go to the homeless issue, if you have a small business, you have a homeless guy camping in front of your business, it's going to affect the business. If you're at a park and you have a homeless person at the park, it's going to affect your family and the kids. My daughter lives in the Bay Area. her dog, she goes to the parks with the dog. She comes home, the dog's limping, and it has a needle up its leg from drug users. So this homeless situation is affecting everything. It brings the drugs to Las Vegas more than ever before. So I love the fact that we have leadership with police experience. Governor Lombardo, Stavros Anthony. I'm so excited. I'm so excited that they are in leadership. And I don't think they're going to be soft on crime.
No, I don't either.
But a lot of the laws that our legislature is trying to get passed now are to make people less accountable. And it really concerns me.
Yeah. If I'm assuming you have met the relatively new sheriff, how
yes.
are you going to work with Metro and other agencies?
I would support smart policing. I notice in our crime map of Las Vegas, our senior communities, Sun City, Aliante, Anthem, all those areas are targeted by crime. And I think they should do something special for those seniors. I'm not sure exactly what. I know they patrol more often. They have regular town halls, but maybe it'll be high-tech type of surveillance of who comes and goes. Because, of course, we can't gate those public communities.
No, you can't.
And everyone in Las Vegas can't live behind gates.
No, not at all. No.
Yeah.
Not at
So
all.
I am supporting the police. I would support stricter laws on misdemeanors. I think we should penalize every shoplifter. I just don't like the fact that they're getting soft on minor crime. It really bothers me.
Yeah, and it bothers a lot of people, especially the business owners, when you can't chase them, you can't do anything. And
well, today's paper had that article about not letting the police ticket people who don't have insurance, registration, or license. I mean, that's ridiculous. That's law controls civilization. That's what makes us civilized.
Yeah.
We get rid of laws, you're going to have people like we see on TV in California, while the stores are closing with the mass break-ins and stealing. We have to have, I would like Las Vegas to be known as the most crime-unfriendly city in the United States.
That'd be great.
I would like Las Vegas to say, I would like a criminal to say, well, I better not commit that crime in Las Vegas because they're really strict
I'm going to pay
about
for it.
that.
Right.
Yes.
No, I'm down for that
And
100%.
We can also be known as homeless unfriendly.
Yeah.
We'll be helpful. You use our programs, but we're not going to facilitate you living off the taxpayer dime.
Yeah, no, that's great. That's well said. All right, with all of that being said, and I think it's time for a small commercial break, Deb, so we can get our stuff together. And we're going to have a lot more, finish up the show with our very special guest, mayoral candidate, Deb Peck. So we'll be right back after this.
Hello. You know me as Larry Klayman, the founder of both Judicial Watch and Freedom Watch. Do not be fooled by the Republican victory in the House of Representatives and in Congress. The fact is, nothing will change for the next 2 years. Joe Biden will continue to be the president or successor if he dies in office of natural causes. He will veto everything the Republicans want. He will not enforce the rule of law. No one will be held accountable. He will not be held accountable for the bribery from communist China, from Russia and Ukraine. We at Freedom Watch must do this. We are your Justice Department. Go to freedomwatchusa.org. Support our cause. We are currently trying Joe Biden for bribery and negligent homicide and others. We need your help. Please contribute to Freedom Watch at freedomwatchusa.org. And please get my book, It Takes a Counter-Revolution, Wake Up America, that you can also get there. God bless you and your family. God save America.
are back, everybody, with more with our special guest, Deb Peck, who is a candidate for the mayor of Las Vegas. And why do you prefer Deb instead of Debbie?
It's just what my friends have grown to call me. I don't know how that evolved.
Okay.
I've always been, I have one of my closest girlfriend calls me Debzo. I've just never been called Debbie. My mother calls me Deborah, but
I was going to say, is it Deborah?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what I thought. Okay.
But most of my friends all these years have always called me Deb.
Deb.
And when I was in high school, there were 3 Debbies with my maiden name. And I was always called in the office for one of them that was always in trouble. So maybe that's why. I don't know.
Yeah, no, it works. It works. Let me ask you this. Are you for or against growth in the valley? Because as you know, Deb, that causes various problems like water and traffic.
Yes. I think they could be a little more stingy on the development approvals, because we're making great sacrifices with water, and yet they're letting the developers build thousands and thousands of houses. I don't understand that. I think that's
Isn't it all about this, though, the taxes and
I think
stuff?
so.
Yeah.
I think so. But that's a county commission and a state issue.
Right.
But remember, Las Vegas means the meadows.
The meadows, right.
And we were a source of water, I believe, for the Pony Express. They stopped here. And the Paiute Indians had a wonderful, place to live here
Right.
at one time. And when I was little, we'd go up to Red Rock Canyon and catch frogs in the running brooks. The waters were running. And my 3 brothers, we'd catch snakes and lizards.
Oh, wow.
And it was a different place.
Yeah.
And now the livestock, the little animals are all being chased away or destroyed, or we're impinging on their neighborhoods.
Yeah. Yeah.
So I wish they would restrict it a little bit more.
Yeah. And you know what? Water is a huge issue here in the valley, and it has been for a number of years. But I think overall, despite Lake Mead, I think with the stuff that has been passed here, I think we're doing pretty darn good, don't you?
I do.
With restricted water days, and now they're not so many people are planting actual grass. They're doing xeriscape and stuff like that. I think we're doing okay.
Right, and I think if
We're making a dent.
If California can be forced to conserve water that they waste, they don't have the necessary channels to save all the rainwater, and they just let it go into the ocean.
Yeah.
Maybe they need something drastic, like when the commission meets with all these states to change water rules, say you got to start building something.
Yeah, that would be a great idea.
Yeah.
Great idea. How would you attract or incentivize new businesses to come to Las Vegas? Because that's important.
Well, they like I said, our non-state tax is a definite draw. But as you see, a lot of businesses have gone under.
Yeah.
A lot of the restaurant businesses, a lot of the businesses down in the Fremont Street corridor because of the crime and the homeless situation. So once again, we're going back. We've got to tackle the homeless situation, clean up the street, and downtown was supposed to be revitalized, and it's
Right.
an embarrassment. Full of pickpockets, naked people. It's I just appalled. And so that's the downtown businesses. And now let's talk suburban businesses. It's getting more and more pricey to lease or purchase properties.
Yeah.
And we got to keep prices down. And I don't know how we can do that, but if we can control the crime and control the homeless, a business will still come here.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah, absolutely. I know. And I think a lot of people want to come here because as you see, people and businesses are bailing, like in California, in groves in other states, to come here. So, we got to give them kind of what they want and help them along.
Yeah, which is assistance would be great.
Assistance would be absolutely great. Yeah. If you were right now, Deb, the mayor of Las Vegas, queen for a day, what's the one thing you would change right now? The one thing you would change right now, if you had your way.
I have to circle back to the homeless situation. But once again, it's something I can't do alone. The city has to partner with the county and the state and the federals to do it.
No doubt.
We can do it. I know we can. We're at a precipice. If we go over that, I think it's no return.
Yeah, it's going to be tough. It's going to be tough. There's no doubt about it. As you know, being a candidate for any office requires three things: time, effort, and money. Okay, very important. It's not cheap to run for office. Let people know if they want to reach out and help you, either financially or as a volunteer to knock on doors or whatever. How do they get a hold of you?
My website's debpeckformayor.com. debpeckformayor.com. My email's on there, debpeckformayor@gmail.com. You can donate, you can volunteer, you can call me with your concerns. I am in Ward 2, and along with my other competitor in Ward 2, we both are conservatives. We are the only conservatives running right now.
Right.
I believe a conservative on city council is needed. And I just think the cities run with all these liberal policies are destroying the most beautiful cities in our country.
Yeah.
It breaks my heart.
Yeah.
My kids in the Bay Area, it's just awful to go up there and see.
Oh, and I lived in San Francisco for a while.
Yeah.
And I was back up there for emceeing an event. And it's one thing to see things on the news, on television, but when you actually see it in person, you go, oh my God, this is for real.
Yeah. So it breaks my heart to see this transition happening in Las Vegas.
Yeah.
And that's what's motivated me to get here.
Yeah.
I believe it's policy, and that policy has to extend beyond the city. Like I said, concerted effort. We have people in management now in our state government, and hopefully a conservative mayor can help influence city council
Right.
and our county commissioners
Right.
to make the right choices that will get our city into a safe future, a secure future.
Yeah. Yeah.
For our kids and our grandkids.
Absolutely. But conservatives, especially on the county commission,
Well, the last
need
Republican
help.
mayor that we had was Orrin Gregson, and last year was 1975.
Right.
It's time for a new one.
Yeah, time for a new one. I've got a great tagline for you. What the heck? Vote for Peck.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. All right. Let everybody know you've got some events being planned. You've got some fundraisers, town hall, meet and greets and stuff. When are you going to kick that off? And how are you going to let everybody know about it?
I'm going to let everyone know through my website, debpeckformayor.com, and you can email me, debpeckformayor@gmail.com, and ask me any questions regarding that. I will be letting you know. The primary is a year from this June.
Right.
A lot of people don't realize that less than 50,000 people vote in the mayoral election. Oscar won by 34,000 votes. Jan Jones won by 21,000 votes. And so if you live in city limits and you want to keep our city safe, vote for Deb Peck.
Yep. That's well said. And also, if you want a hell of a deal on auto insurance, give Deb a call. Anyway, thank you for coming on.
Oh, it's my
great. It was
pleasure.
great having you. Anyway, that's going to wrap it up for this edition of Pick Your Politics. For Deb, I'm Dennis Silvers, and remember, as I say at the end of each show, you've got to get out and you've got to vet the candidates, okay? But most importantly, you got to get out and vote. So until next show, so long, everybody.